Well, as counting begins in India, here are the top 5 developments so far. India bloc gives tough fight to NDA. It nears 300 mark in early trends. India bloc hovers around 200. Prime Minister Modi is back in lead after trailing initially. NDA leads in Odisha and Rajasthan as well. Let's also take a listen to some of the reactions coming in from the politicians as counting is underway in India's Lok Sabha elections. Take a listen.
I have high hopes that the 3 seats here will be won by the JKNC and that the exit polls will be proven wrong. I hope that the exit polls hold true for the JKNC but not for the rest of the country.
My expectation is they will select me so that I will be always with them. So I am not only a 24/7 person, I am always 365 days person. So I have dedicated for the social service, and South Chennai is a long term my dream to serve the people of South Chennai. If people and God give me the result, I will definitely serve the people.
The country has a total of 542 constituencies and the counting has begun. The Election Commission's website has over 2 lakh hits per second. Everywhere, our ROs are told not to fear anyone and the rulebook should be followed word to word. There is no room for violation. Congress is losing and is frustrated. They are threatening the country's system. The people have not voted for them and they are expecting to win. This is just an initial trend, and all the parties of the India bloc will win. I want to congratulate all of them because this time the authoritarian rule will go down and democracy will prevail. To get PM Modi back in power, the public has filled the EVM machines with votes for him. Let the counting conclude and you'd know that the BJP-led NDA alliance will perform better than the exit polls.
All right, so those were some of the reactions that have in fact come in with the politicians, of course, talking about the prospect that they have. But Rahesha, this is an election that is now wide open. You know, what the pollsters had predicted on Friday, Saturday evening, that does not seem to be holding true at this moment, because the figures that are coming in at this moment as things stand, the NDA is leading in 292 seats, that is BJP plus. Let's in fact listen in to what BJP MP Hema Malini has to say.
अभी बहुत कुछ तोहफा प्लान करके रखा है, सब मिलेगा, सब कुछ मिलेगा एंड बहुत बहुत ज्यादा खुश होंगे लोग यहाँ पे इस बात पे. थैंक यू सो मच, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
All right, so that is what Hema Malini had to say in the short soundbite that she, of course, put out. So, Rahesha, we were discussing about how the numbers stack up at this moment. The India Alliance seem to be putting up a performance which would be, something that they'd be proud of if these numbers stand. Because remember, these are still very early leads and trends. The India Alliance is leading in 218 seats. The NDA is ahead with 291 seats. The BJP on its own is not yet at the 272 mark, and that's a crucial number that we, of course, will have to look at. We'll be discussing all of these issues, but for now, though, we have Ms. Advaita Kala, who's an award-winning writer, author and political commentator. She's joining us on this broadcast. Ms. Kala, this is something that the pollsters in the exit poll simply did not predict. The NDA is still ahead. It is leading in about 290-odd seats. But the story at this moment appears to be the India Alliance, which is putting up a pretty formidable fight with over 220 seats, where it appears to be leading at this moment. What is your reading of the situation as things stand at the moment?
My reading remains actually the same. I think Prime Minister Modi is going to take this home and he's going to come back with a decisive majority, and that is really what I'm expecting to happen.
But do you really expect that, Ms. Kala, if I can interrupt you there, the thing with Prime Minister Narendra Modi is he at this moment is said to be leading in his Varanasi seat with a very slender majority of about 400 odd votes. He was a little while back, in fact, trailing in Varanasi.
Like I was saying, till 11 a.m. you're going to see a lot of numbers being bounced around. Everyone is at a different stage of reporting the numbers, and I don't think we should really hold on to those numbers for long. It's absolutely impossible that the Prime Minister will not win with a good majority in Kashi. I mean, that just is not going to happen. So that will give you an indication of just how unreliable the numbers are at this point of time. And I think it's going to go the Prime Minister and the BJP's way. I don't see it shifting. I think we can all have fun till about 11 and get our blood pressure up or down depending on who you're supporting. But
Ms. Kala, again, if I can stop you there, it's not fun. These are numbers that are not being bounced around. These are numbers that are being put out by the Election Commission of India. Those have to be taken seriously.
Yes. But you have to also take seriously what round of counting it is. Come on. You can't
we're giving you the ball-by-ball coverage. I get it. These are still very early overs.
You can't
get your point.
One or two and make big, predictions based on that. Absolutely not.
Skala, talking about BJP's performance so far, do you think the secret of BJP's success is perhaps in forming or forging alliances? Case in point, Andhra Pradesh, where the BJP has formed alliance with Chandrababu Naidu's TDP and Pawan Kalyan's Janasena Party of Punjab, where it has decided to go solo.
I think the story from this election is really not going to be who's going to win. It's going to be the trends that we see in states like West Bengal, where if the BJP does make a decisive entry, that's going to be significant. Or Maharashtra, where there's so much political turmoil and confusion that the BJP stands to lose, in that state, as of what one is analyzing from the political dynamics. Or the South, where the BJP may come in for the first time in Kerala, or Karnataka, where the Congress is in power and just had a decisive victory, but the BJP may be wresting back Lok Sabha seats from the state. So I think the interesting thing about these elections are not going to be the final net result, because I think that is pretty clear, at least to me, but really what the individual states are telling you, what they are saying, what the voters in those states are saying, and whether the BJP is going to break that image of being a party which the India Alliance says has not much of a presence in the South and is not acceptable to the South of India. So I think that's going to be interesting.
Right, just for viewers and numbers, Andhra Pradesh numbers are on the screen with BJP at 5, Congress at 0 and YSRCP at 25. Saleh.
That's very interesting. We'll talk more as to what is happening at this moment in the southern part of India. But Ms. Kala, if I can bring you in, you mentioned as to how the parties will perform in different states. And one of the states that is going to be looked at very carefully as to how the different political parties perform is the state of Uttar Pradesh. The road to New Delhi goes through Lucknow. And at this moment, as things stand, if I can just read out the early leads and trends, this is a huge turnaround, if that is how one can say. The Bharatiya Janata Party appears to be leading in only 39 seats. The Samajwadi Party is ahead in 29 seats. The Congress is ahead in 7 seats, while the RLD is leading in about 2 seats. The last time round, the NDA alliance, that is the BJP plus its allies Apna Dal, managed to win 62 seats in Uttar Pradesh. But do you see the BJP losing a lot of ground in Uttar Pradesh this time round?
Well, you're right. This is going to be interesting because the INC numbers that are, the India Alliance numbers that are being floated around, they were looking at 40 seats. That's their prediction for their performance in Uttar Pradesh. And even the macro analysis prior to the exit polls, prior to the elections, was that the BJP would possibly lose ground in Uttar Pradesh. It was one of the states where it was thought that this could happen, and the BJP would have to make up those numbers through Odisha, West Bengal, and things like that. Right. Again, I'm going to reiterate what I say. Last year, in 2019, we had the big farmers issue also that was ongoing, and Western UP was supposed to be something that was out of the BJP's reach, but they performed reasonably well there, and quite well there, actually, even in the assembly elections. So I think we'll have to wait and watch and see this. You're right, it's a significant state, but again, we're so early in the counting.
All right, that's interesting. And also, Ms. Kala, if I can just talk about the narrative that, of course, been set and talked about for the last 10 years, that the BJP has the complete hold on the voters in the Hindi belt. But at this moment, what we're looking at is the BJP could be expanding in the southern part of India, but it seems to be losing ground in the Hindi belt. What's your reading on that?
It's of course two terms, and 2 terms in the Lok Sabha as well. So in the assembly seat as well. So there is going to be discontent, no doubt about that. But I don't necessarily think it's going to be as dire as we're seeing right now, because the Modi Yogi combo is extremely popular in the state. So I think there will be pockets, there will be losses. I wouldn't even rule out key seats that may be lost. That means high-profile candidates that may lose. I don't rule that out at all. But I think the Yogi-Modi combo is still a formidable one. The fact that there is now a Ram Mandir, that Prime Minister is fighting his seat from Kashi, and these things are significant. So I don't see them doing too badly. Of course, from 62, if you come down, that's easily expected. But I think what the interesting thing again in UP is going to be maybe some important seats or high-profile candidates losing.
All right. It seems to be very interesting because the election is now wide open. Things are heating up. Thank you very much indeed, Ms. Advaita Kala, for joining us and getting us that perspective there.